millions of small businesses across India, the decisions made in Delhi can have a very real impact on their everyday lives. A very warm welcome to IDFC First Bank presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 14, co-powered by Star Health Insurance. I'm Ritwika Gupta, coming to you straight from Pride Plaza Hotel in New Delhi, and tonight we are bringing you highlights from our recently concluded Delhi Springboard. On the show tonight, I'm in conversation with Nitin Malik, Business Head, PSU Bank Partnerships and Agency Business, UP, Bihar and MP Star Health Insurance, decoding why health insurance is a critical growth enabler for MSMEs. When we look at healthcare, it is no more just a social priority. It is becoming an economic priority, a financial priority. So do you believe that health insurance is also being viewed as an economic infrastructure and not just a financial product?
Yeah, truly, I strongly believe. I think now health insurance has become the essential backbone of any of the organization. Like we have roads, like we have electricity, like we have digital payments now. Similarly, health insurance is equally critical, and especially health insurance, it protects the people, which is the most important for any of the organization to go. Yeah. So earlier, if I say health insurance usually happens in the last quarter of financial year, being part of 80D, just to save tax and to have a cover, let's have it in the month of Feb or March so that our taxation part is being taken care. I think, especially after COVID, lot of fear being created and lot of understanding on how health plays and what is the contribution of health during that time and how it can help. Because we mostly is the middle class and we all are practically one claim away from the crisis or financial distress. And to take care of that financial distress, health insurance is very much critical for all the individual and for the corporates as well, MSME as well. Because when the health of the individual is not being taken care, if they are financially not fit or health-wise it is impacting, then it will have a direct impact on the business performance of the organization as well. So, secondly, I feel many of us sitting here across the table as well, many of us are either underinsured or partially insured or not even insured. I'll give you one live example. Within the organization, we are into health insurance and all our employees are very sensitive towards the health insurance. So one of our branch head colleague was having a health insurance of 5 lakh sum insured, and he was having a 5 lakh sum insured from the corporate policy as well. 34 years old young guy, he had a pancreas infection. For that pancreas infection, he has to stay for 60 days in the hospital, 30 days at Max Patparganj and 30 days in Medanta, Gurgaon. He was 68 kgs and he lost roughly 30 or 28 kgs weight. He has come down to the level of 38 kgs from 64, 65. That is not it. The total billing, the total hospitalization cost for that individual adds up to 34 lakh rupees. He was having only 5 lakh insured for self and 5 lakh from the organization. Now a branch manager which is costing around 10 lakhs of annual CTC, a 24 lakh he has to manage within no time. One, financial distress. Second, the recovery period is around 4 to 6 months. He cannot join the office for next 4 to 6 months, and it is very difficult for the family. It is loss of pay to him, and he has to manage the loan which he is taking to recover or pay for the medical bills of 24 lakh. I think that every individual must note and ensure that we all are, one, adequately covered, and secondly, we should have sufficient balance to have some security, and organization should also support the team member who may go missing for 6 months and it will be very hard for him to come back. One more thing which I would like to, it's an all practical example I'm sharing. Just spend 1 hour at the bill desk of any corporate hospital, be it Apollo, Max, Medanta, Fortis. You will realize 40 to 50% of medical bills now also being settled out of pocket. That means lot of individual capital being evaded by settling the bills of the hospital. And I'll tell you, you talk to those families, you will understand the pain. And that is how it has become more critical for all of us to ensure that whatever employee we have on the board, he should be adequately covered, and there should be some top-up plans also should be there to cover these medical urgencies. So one thing. Secondly, government vision, 100 years of independence, insurance for all by 2047. It's like we'll cover 100 years by 2047. So first time government has took a decision to waive off GST on the individual health. First time, it's 18% GST. Now look at the importance of health insurance. Only 3 items. One, food grain. Second, life insurance. Third, health insurance. GST is brought down to the level of 0%. So that is the importance being given by the government. And government is working aggressively towards the vision of ensuring all by 2047, because at this level they understand that the youth, the economy will run only when we have happy, healthy, financially fit individual working for any of the organization. So that is the most critical aspect. And on the larger aspect, I think growth of MSME or any individual himself or herself depends how the workforce in the organization is growing and how they are financially fit and stable. I think that's the way to go.
Sure. So, when we talk about MSMEs, they are the backbone of India's economy. But when it comes to health insurance, there's very low penetration, among smaller businesses. Why is that so, you think? What are the challenges?
Yeah, so I agree with you. Before answering this question, I'll give you a brief landscape of insurance in terms of volumes, what insurance companies all put together, all verticals, all line of business have done for last financial year. So last financial year, entire general and health insurance portfolio was around 3,36,000 crores of turnover, all lines put together. So it's a huge number when we talk about this. Out of this, health insurance, 1,37,000 crores, which is roughly 40% of the business of general insurance and health insurance put together has come from only health insurance. Now, one, it is growing at a rapid speed. General insurance have grown, as the industry has grown 9% last financial year. Health insurance has grown roughly at 20% last financial year. When we talk about this for current financial year, quarter 1, FY27, roughly 88,000 crores has been underwritten now by quarter 1. Out of 88, mind you, health insurance is 38,000 crores, which is from 40%, it has moved to 44% contribution coming alone from health insurance. So there's a definite increase in the penetration of health insurance across the industry, be it individual or group. But yes, there's a definite scope of increase, penetration in health insurance in the especially MSME segment. Reason being, micro and small industries, more of a informal structures which is being organized as of now, but still it's more of a informal structures. And having a reach to that informal structure is requiring a lot of capital investment to this from the insurance company, from the partnership. So traditionally, each of the insurance companies or the organizations look forward for the traditional employer-employee benefit structure, but there we need a separate kind of team, a structure who can reach out to the ground, understand the requirement, less complicate the product, because the kind of trust and cost they look at as a new entrant in the market field. So they think insurance is still a complicated product and it may cost little higher. But gradually, I think a lot of people having understanding that unless and until, I'm coming back again on that, employee, workforce, financial stability and healthcare, I think these three are very much correlated and this play a very critical role. And the portfolio I handle is the banking, PSU bank. I think bank has the highest reach across all the PIN codes in the country. And if we can integrate with the bank, especially for the MSME loans, MSME participation, I think we can increase the reach and penetration for the growth of the business. Yes.
Yeah, which brings me to my next question, because when we speak of banking and insurance, for the longest time, traditionally, they were looked at as two separate financial products, but today they are working hand in hand. So my question to you is, how do you see the convergence of banking and insurance improving financial security of businesses and individuals as well?
Yeah, so this basically is the work which I do at the bank assurance channel along with agency. So we work very closely with the bank to understand the need of the customers. See, bank especially have people have lot of trust on the bank as a financial institution rather than other NBFCs or other organization, and people on bank rather interact on multiple facets during the journey of a individual and corporates, like from the first step is opening up of account, second for credit, for financing, third for securing the working capital. So there are multiple touch points when bank is being needed by a MSME or individual. So one of the best product we have, like credit link product. So if any MSME wants to have a credit access, that is the time we should also educate that MSME or the main owner of the MSME that yes, you're securing a capital, but what if anything happens to you? So we don't want any incident to come into the picture where the owner or a proprietor have to think or forcefully think, should I pay the EMI or should I pay the cost of a treatment? So this is where we come into the picture, and we ensure that the cost of treatment being taken care by the health insurance. You only focus on recovering well and ensuring that business goes seamless from here, and we will take care of rest. So that is how it is important. And most importantly, see, as a bank, it acts for both the ways, for the entrepreneur as well and for the bank as well. Bank wants to have a secured loan, right? If the bank wants to have a secure loan, the best way is to secure the person who's having the loan. So that is how we take it. So we want to secure that individual who's operating a good business and employing people. And if he's insured, I think this will ensure the continuity of business and help him during the time of capital. And we have certain products as well. If you are hospitalized, like EMI Protect product, if you're hospitalized for a certain duration of time, we will come into the play and ensure your EMI is being taken care by the insurance. So, so there are a lot of landscape, lot of opportunity, lot of products being available today that take care of every individual, every entrepreneur, even small, medium, or micro. But yes, there's a lot of scope for further improvement and penetration. Yes.
It's time for a quick break here. We'll be back shortly. Stay tuned. Welcome back to IDFC First Bank presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 14, co-powered by Star Health Insurance. You're watching highlights from our recently concluded Delhi Springboard. Speaking of opportunity, even Tier 2 and Tier 3 markets are seeing high consumption growth. There is higher healthcare demand. We are seeing a surge in entrepreneurship as well. So the opportunity is there. But I'm sure there are also challenges in terms of affordability and trust. What do you think it takes to win over Tier 2 and Tier 3 India, where the next wave of growth actually is?
Yeah, so that's an interesting journey. So we at Star Health have a highest penetration in Tier 2 and Tier 3. And what I strongly believe, to reach out to this market of Tier 2, Tier 3, we need to come to the terms of the customer. And we really need to understand the customer from the local point of view. So for that, one, we need a local connect, a local relationship. Second, we need simple products. It should not be a complicated product for Tier 2, Tier 3. Third, fair pricing. And lastly, the most importantly, like claim service delivery. we only give, we only take money as a premium and give a confirmation to them by a certification. Now, even the hard copies are not going, digital policies are going. So what comes to play is like at the time of truth, when the claim comes, how fast we act, how fast we settle the claim. That is, I think, is the biggest play any insurance company can do. And especially in tier two, if I say in Delhi, wherever I stay, so I stay at some place, I don't know who lives next to me, who lives next floor to me, or forget about the community. But when you talk about tier two, tier three, दूसरे के घर में खाना क्या बन रहा है ना वो भी पता होता है उनके कि आज उनके घर में ये कुकर की सीटी बजी है और ये खाना बन रहा है. So that is how they are connected. And honestly, once you settle one claim right within time, I think that is the fastest and the best service delivery by any of the insurance companies, especially in tier 2, tier 3. And I think that is the best advertisement we can do by moving in this direction. So again, coming back to this, for tier 2, tier 3, my only take is that, one, we should understand the customer locally. We should have a local connect from banker point of view. For example, the bank I handle, they have roughly 12,000 branches. One bank has 12,000 branches. Second bank has 8,000 branches. So the branch has the most trustful connect at the ground, especially in tier 2, tier 3, PSU banks I'm talking about. And if you have the local trust, fair pricing, simple product, and a service delivery of claim, I think we can beat this. And growth is, tier 2, tier 3 is the growth engine for Indian economy at least. And if you can see, you will see now Medantas of the world or Max or Apollo are opening up the hospitals in tier 2, tier 3 as well. So that is a reach even hospitals are targeting. That is, we are already there. Yeah.
Nitin, tell us, how do you think AI is going to impact or transform healthcare and health insurance over the next 5 years or so?
Yeah, so AI we all talk about, we say ki AI will someday take a lot of jobs, but I don't think in that direction. One, AI is an opportunity. That is very, very clear. There is no ambiguity about it. AI is an opportunity. For insurance perspective, I can say that it will help in the fast track settlement of the claim, document processing, and there's one more thing which I feel AI can play a critical role from, which can help a shift from treatment to prevention. So in today's world, we only realize when we get hospitalized or we get fever or we get through some of the medical journey. But I think AI can help much better to each one of life is by moving into the right direction of prevention than to the cure. One more factor which is a pain for insurance is like, if I mentioned, like last year, we as a health insurance have underwritten 1,37,000 crore. Every insurance company is operating at a loss ratios of 67 to 67 to 70% of the claim outgo, which goes from the premium. So if I take 1,37,000 crore as a turnover, roughly 1 lakh crore would have gone as a claim. But in today's scenario, there are fraud, waste, which is happening, and roughly we estimate 10% of claim being goes as a fraud waste, which we need to address, which ideally would have benefited the right or actual customer, which is going in the wrong hands. So through AI, we are working closely to how do we control the fraud waste, and I think that will work in right direction. One thing AI cannot do is the human touch. I tell you, we all are humans and we need at certain point of time that, so during COVID, you all remember COVID times and RT-PCR we used to do, and report comes automatically at 12 o'clock. Whatever time I do before 12 o'clock in the morning, RT-PCR report comes at 12 o'clock. So I have gone through RT-PCR and my report came at 12:15. And my mother, my daughter, my wife are staying together. My mother is diabetic and a BP patient. So I got very, very anxious that time. My anxiety level was so up, I couldn't stand, I couldn't tell my family, I couldn't want to bother. I texted my Star Health doctor. My report came, this is the report, I'm positive, what should I do? He called me immediately. He spoke to me for length of 25, 30 minutes. I think that human touch, my anxiety level has dropped by 80 percentile or 90 percentile, and I became normal. I thought it's happening all across. I'm one of them. So, so the kind of human touch is required. I think with AI, the monotonous job or documentation goes to AI, but human or we all can spend more time to settle these issues to the customers, which will help us regain their confidence. And if we can serve them at this time, I think that's a moment of magic for all of us. Yeah.
Absolutely. And well, as we are wrapping up this fantastic conversation, one last question to you. What would your advice be to an entrepreneur who's watching this in terms of how he or she can build a resilient business while safeguarding their own health as well as their employees?
I'll again start with an example. My brother was an engineer, is an engineer, and he was working with an MNC for throughout his life. So just before COVID, he thought of starting his own business. He's an engineer, so he thought he want to have his own micro or SME business. So he started a business. He left the job. As and when he started, COVID started. So all financial distress during that time. So, but now things are more stabilized. I think employees are the biggest strength of any organization. So there is no wrong or right time. I think if we have our plant insured, if we have our machinery insured, if we have our stock insured, if we have our vehicle insured, why not humans at the first go? These are the people who will lead us to the growth. And these are the people who will be utilizing those machinery, plant, stock, vehicles. They will use it. If those are not insured, I think that is the most critical thing. And we always think, अभी नहीं, जब मैं business profit में convert हो जाएगा, then I'll get the insurance for my employees. This is the thought we always have for insurance. There's no right, no wrong. I think it's the right time now. We should have all our employees adequately insured, followed by a top-up also to handle the higher exigencies in life. And I think unless and until we have our healthy workforce, and secondly, which are financially and free mind, I think without that, it will be very difficult. And secondly, one thing more I want to mention, see, it will also be a tool. I'll give you one example. I've interviewed a guy. He said, sir, I can join. Do you have insurance for employees? मैंने कहा, yes, I do have insurance for employees. Second question he asked, sir, do you have insurance for the parents? मैंने कहा, yes, we do have insurance for the parents. Yes, sir, I can join because my parents are 70 and nobody is offering a cover. I want to make sure that they are covered. Now that you are ensuring that you are taking care of employee insurance and the parents insurance also, I'll be happy to join the organization. So it's a good retention tool for employees or getting a good class of people to the organization, having the right insurance for the family of the workforce we have. I think that is really critical.
Well, this was a fantastic conversation, Nitin. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 14, co-powered by Star Health Insurance. We hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.